Hi there, it's Jan here at JM Tennis, and in this session I'm going to talk about top 5 mistakes that club tennis players make when it comes to their forehand. Number 1, late positioning. So again, I've been watching loads of club tennis players, I've been coaching loads of club tennis players myself, and the number 1 thing, that's the most obvious one, is every time I hit the ball or every time I feed the ball to them, I see that they're kind of standing there watching the ball, and they only start moving when the ball bounces on their half, and that's again too late. In better cases, some of them they start running when the ball is approaching the net. That's a little bit better, but still it's gonna be late, and when you're gonna get that late position, it's gonna result in that late contact point or in the late preparation, and everything is off at this moment already. So again, the late positioning is number 1 thing for me on this list. What we want to do to prevent this again, we want to really start moving as soon as we can. So the moment your opponent hits the ball or your coach feeds you the ball, this is the moment when you're gonna start moving. You start moving at the very same moment. It's very important, because if you get late into the position, as I said before, it's just not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So the legs, most important again, as I always say and stress, tennis is about your legs. You want to use them as much as you can. So let's try to avoid this late positioning, yeah? Number 2, which is connected with the late positioning, would be obviously the late contact point. This is again a huge issue, yeah? Loads of players again, even the ones sometimes who have a not bad positioning, they kind of get there on time in the position, but then again sometimes they have a late preparation, then it ends up in having ball too close to their body or behind them, or just not at the right moment, at the right time in front, yeah? When you can have this ideal contact point again. So the late contact point, if you don't fix your late contact point, you can never have those big effortless forehands. With the late contact point, you cannot do the weight transfer. You cannot transfer anything into the ball because the ball is already behind you. Yeah? You got a balance of your body here. You really want to keep that ball in front. So this is why it's so important. The number 1, as I said before, the position and the contact point, this goes hand in hand. If you don't fix that positioning, that early positioning, the contact point is gonna be always late, yeah? So if you do have a late contact point, actually, you want to look into the early positioning, yeah? Because if you're getting the late position, then most likely, this is why you have the late contact point. So again, lots of players, they say, oh, but I've got a late contact point. How to fix the late contact point? Look down in your legs, start fixing that positioning. Usually it works. When you start fixing the positioning, you will fix that late contact point. Yeah. Number 3 on my list of top 5 mistakes on the forehand is no use of the knees. No knees bend, yeah? Again, typical case of scenario, club tennis players running, getting the position, getting the ball, and he gets in that position, even if he has an open stance, fine, perfect, but he gets there and there is just no knees bend, and then he just hits it through like this, flat, and there is just no momentum, no weight transfer coming from the legs because he didn't bend his knees. Every time I'm on the court, if you had session with me, you do remember how often I say bend your knees, stay low, bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees. For some of you who had a session with me, it's like a nightmare. Yeah? You dream about it, but again, it's so crucial. So we get that position, and you really want to bend your knees down there. You want to always use your legs properly, because those knees, they're gonna just set you off to be able to transfer everything into it and to go into that ball with your whole body. If you don't use your knees again, you can never do the weight transfer, you can never generate those big effortless forehands. The knees again, crucial element in your game, yeah? So if you don't use your knees, you want to start using your knees right now. Number 4, now we're going to the important one, which is connected with the knees, of course, with everything, but it's again, loads of club tennis players just don't transfer their body weight into the ball, yeah? I see this pattern so often, and every single time I pass a tennis club, there are just players, they just use their arm only. They're just hitting the ball with their arm. There is no use of their body whatsoever, and they're wondering why they can't control the ball, why they don't have more effortless, bigger forehands, and why they just can't win those matches with their forehand. Because of course, if you don't use your wall body, again, yeah, so it will be after the knees bend, we have that body weight transfer. If you don't transfer the weight of your body into that ball, it's never gonna improve, it's never gonna be that effortless, that big, and with so much control at the same time. As you remember, always I stress how much we want to use our body. The tennis is about using your whole body, not just your arm and your racket. This is there again, the detail compare, yeah, in how much we have to work with our body prior to the contact point. So if you don't use your body, if you feel like, okay, I'm not transferring any weight into the ball, it's true, Jan, what you're saying here, start working on it right now. Start applying it, yeah? You want to really start looking into it and start doing this proper weight transfer so you're gonna have those nice and big effortless forehands. And now we're finally getting into number 5 of my top 5 mistakes that club tennis players make when it comes to their forehand, and that is no racket head speed. Again, when you see a pros playing tennis, they have all these elements that I just mentioned. They do all these perfectly, they do them correctly. They have everything nice in order, everything works fine. And it's also the racket head speed there, yeah? When you see, for example, Novak Djokovic has a fantastic racket head speed, all pros do. They have a really big acceleration. They really let it go on the racket, head goes there, super nice and relaxed, super fast. Again, when we go to the club tennis, typical thing, even the guy who's got a good movement, good legs, good weight transfer, sometimes he gets into that position, everything was fine, everything was working, finally nice, until the contact point, and then suddenly the guy just dies there. Yeah? You want to make sure that the racket really travels fast through the ball. Yeah? At least as fast as possible. You're playing with the head of your racket, this has a certain weight, and you really want to put this weight of your racket into that ball, and you try not to slow down there. This is what happens so often, or at least I see it a lot, that the players kind of tend to go slower here for some reason. Sometimes it's fear, sometimes they think, oh my god, I'm gonna overhit it now. No, you want to make sure that you really follow through there. The follow through there is there for a reason, because if you think about the follow through, you're gonna have a nice acceleration, a racket head speed, yeah? If you think about the follow through, getting racket there, or at least here, just like Federer, he still wants to get a racket there into the left pocket, so he accelerates through the ball, but it's more about really letting it go, and just let the racket do the job, travel there, yeah? But you want to make sure the racket goes nice and fast as possible. From my experience, faster I go, more control and more spin I can generate on the ball, yeah? Slower I go, I can't really control it at this moment, yeah? It just goes, the racket is open and it just goes wherever. So again, I'm gonna demonstrate a little bit here the racket head speed. If I'm gonna go nice and slow with the racket head speed, I can't really control it. But where I go faster here with that spin, I can really control the ball, spin it up, and because of that acceleration here, the ball goes in and still has a nice speed, nice power, and a good control at the same time. So I always say, accelerate through the ball. Yeah? Start slow, and you accelerate through the ball. So this would be the number 5 thing for me. So let's wrap it up. We got the late positioning, we got a late contact point, which is again, goes hand in hand, is connected. Then we have the knees bend. You want to start using your knees. Then we have the weight transfer that goes well together with the knees bend, of course. Without proper knees bend, you can't apply the good weight transfer. And then we have the racket head speed. Yeah? So, if any of these resonate with you right now, you want to start looking into it and you really want to start working in one of those sections. Yeah? Now, if you want to take your tennis to the next level, if you really start working in one of those sections, or maybe all of them, yeah, if you really want to take your forehand to the next level, I recommend you to check out my online tennis training program, Turn Your Forehand into a Weapon, where I cover all of these sections and much more. There is more than 1.5 hours of tennis video training sessions with 4 weeks tennis training plan, where you're gonna take your tennis to absolutely new level. Yeah, the forehand for me is after the serve and return the third most important shot. In my case, probably second, because I base my game on a serve and a forehand. So without a good forehand, without a faultless forehand, without a forehand that you can rely on and that you you can just really dominate your opponent, you can't win matches. Yeah, you really want that good, strong, effortless, big forehand where you feel super comfortable, super relaxed, and at the same time you know that when it comes to your forehand you're gonna be winning those points and you're just gonna enjoy your tennis at a better level. So if you are the tennis player who really wants to improve, who really wants to take his tennis to the next level, then I recommend you check out my online tennis training program, and you're just gonna learn things that the pros do. Yeah, the pros apply into their game. I will show you exactly how you're gonna be able to apply it into your game, and with my PLB tennis method you're just gonna learn how to use completely and fully and most efficiently your whole body in order to have those big, nice forehands, and you're gonna be able finally to avoid those top 5 mistakes that I just mentioned in this tennis training session. Okay, if you also like this session, please comment below. If you have some other common mistakes that you feel like, okay, I'm doing this, tell me below, maybe I'll do a little bit about it, maybe I'll tell you how to fix it. You know, I will try to help you as much as I can. Also, make sure to subscribe below, hit that notification button, so when there's a new video out, you're gonna be notified and we can keep on working together. I can help you, you can learn more from me. I'm gonna be happy to see better results from you, and you know, we're just gonna have a much better tennis results. Also, if you would like to get my online tennis training program absolutely for free, when I'm also talking about forehands, backhands, everything, there's a lot of free valuable information. Just join me at jmtennis.net. and I will look forward to see you there. And if you like this session and want to share with your friends, make sure to share with your friends, because I want to help as many club tennis players as possible. So have a great day, and I'm looking forward to see you next session for more, and let's take your tennis to the next level right now.